Shalom, everyone. This is Shannon, and I know that you can't see me. I'm going to read something here out of the scripture, and if you're new, I am not ashamed of the Most High in heaven, who is looking over his people here in the earth, as the dragon itself has been cast to the earth for war with the saints here. And anyway, if you don't believe in the Most High, then I probably won't be your channel, and good luck to you. Anyway, because the Most High is our only hope. All right, okay. Anyway, welcome, though, if you are new and you do stay and you do believe in the Holy One, which is Yahweh Elohim, or Yeshua HaMashiach, the only wise King. Okay, so anyway, I want to get off this. I want to get into reading about the whore. And really, people, the divine tells his people to come out of the churches. Okay? And it's connected to this whore, which is the mother of all harlots. And it states here in chapter 17 of Revelation that the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet colors, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, and a golden cup in her hand, and full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. I did a reading just a minute ago, and we had the text that came out, and that goes right back to filthiness. Well, this church that it's actually describing as the woman, which the church is described as a woman. It's actually the Catholic Church that's going on here in Revelation. It's talking about look, every church, the Protestant churches came out of the Catholic Church, which would be, where is that? Hold on just a second, because let me just read it here. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots. She was the mother of harlots. Well, she was a mother of them. Those churches now, look at them today. They become harlots within them. We were told that in the latter days there would be a great falling away as well. Well, there has been a great falling away in more ways than one. But anyway, it states here that upon this whore, which is the church, the Catholic Church, it was written, Mystery Babylon, the mother of harlots and abomination of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints. Yes, these people are blood drinkers and all kinds of stuff. And with the blood of martyrs of Yeshua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great astonishment. And the angel said unto me, why are you astonished? I'll tell you of the mystery of the woman and the beast that carries her, which has the 7 heads and the 10 horns. And the beast that thou sawest was, and is not, and shall ascend out of the abyss, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. And when they beheld the beast that was and is not and yet is, and that, and here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. That's Rome, for one thing. And there are 7 kingdoms. 5 are fallen at the time of this writing, and 1 is at the time of this writing, and the other is not yet come, and when it comes, it must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th head, and is of the 7th, and goeth into perdition. I don't know why it's written, I've got it written on the side, but I've got it written, the UN is here. Anyway, I don't know why I wrote that in the scripture, but it is right beside this verse. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings for 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Now, I can't prove this, but what I'm feeling in my spirit, and please, anybody who has the, this, something by way of the Holy Spirit stirring you up on this, please share it with me down below. We sharpen one another and help one another come into truth and things like that. So, but I'm just sharing what was in my spirit when I read this about this kingdom here having one mind. They have power. This to me is the masonry stuff. Okay, I had spoken about. I think it was. I don't remember what year it was. Might have been 2013 or 2012, possibly. Anyway, really my process really started back in 2010 when the Divine began to speak to me about some things that were to come. But I had shared on this channel that I had seen the whole earth was literally just, it had all kinds of symbols and a net just literally around, which is the internet. But we also know that the tet is also connected to a net. I seen this fierce looking monster. It was the dragon, really was what I was seeing at that time. It really shook me up for a couple of days after I had that dream, because I literally watched this thing that had fierce teeth up on it, was just coming towards the earth. Anyway, those symbols and all that kind of stuff will go back to that masonry stuff, for one thing. These people have one mind, and they've given their power and their strength into the beast, is what it states. Again, this is just what's come through my spirit. You're more than welcome to give me your take on it. Anyway, it says, these shall make war with the Lamb. And we are seeing this group. But, maybe back in 2015, I was here. Actually, it was way before that. I was hearing in my spirit masonry. I didn't have a clue what that was. I didn't have a clue what any of that was at all. And now it's so huge. You look, when you're with the divine really does reveal his secrets to his people who will prophesy. Okay, because we're his sons and daughters in the earth. He tells us the things that before they even come, and he'll forewarn us so that we can be protected, because he is protecting us. And this masonry stuff does go back to thorns and briars and all this stuff, and they really are connected to the beast. They really are. And anyway, it states here that they'll make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, though. Absolutely. It says, for he is the mighty ruler of kings. That's Yahshua. And they that are with him are called and chosen and are faithful. I love the divine. I want to come over here real quick to the next chapter. Just go ahead and jump on over here. It states here that after these things that were seen, that another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lighted with his glory. And it was stating here that he cried mightily with a strong voice that Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become a habitation of demons. This to me is widespread over the whole earth. At the same time, on a local type of a level, I guess that's how I would state that. There is a place in the United States that their mascot are demons. So think about that. Why would anyone want want a mascot over their city to be a demon? And then when you go to the games, you chant, "Go Demons." Why would you do that? So in a very literal sense of looking at this, I can literally point out a habitation of where people chant demons. Okay, just saying. And to narrow that down as far as on a personal level where I'm concerned, all this stuff really has unfolded from that space with people that have even been connected to me from that very place here in America itself, in a very small town where a habitation of demons reside. Okay, just something to think about. It's important, people put names over cities and things like that, and when we understand that the spirit realm is it really is set up like a military. Okay, and the divine has ranks and orders and things like that, and so does the devil. The devil is very legalistic. He operates, very legalistically as well. That's why we see all kinds of legal stuff on my table when we are connected here, because the divine is really showing forth all kinds of stuff in the hour that we are living in. This hit me though here this morning because it really does go back to something very, very personal to me, things that have taken place even in my own life. The divine is showing here though that every foul spirit, it states, let me just go back and reread it again. And he cried, this angel cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of demons, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Today we had the talons come out here. And rolling something up was the word that came out in the Hebrew and went back to a bird. And the word in that section also came out, habitation. So here we are. There was a THN, thin, that also is connected to my case as far as an email goes. That has literally, look, I don't even know how to, I really don't even know if this got uploaded. I guess you got, maybe I'll redo it just to go back and get some things organized for myself. But to me, this stuff is profound, the way that Spirit speaks expressively to you and I, and we can literally point things. Look, if you've got the Spirit within you, you've got understanding in you. We had the ayin come out with the tet. The ayin has to do with understanding things. Okay? We do have understanding by way of the Spirit. He seals us on the inside and gives us wisdom so that we're not caught up from these nasty habitation of demons that are unclean and hateful. Birds, okay? Hateful birds. Anyway, let's go. It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, going back to this harlot here, which would go back to the Catholic Church. And we got people all over the world go to the Catholic Church, and then they all bow down before the priest or whatever. They all drink from the cup, right? Okay, well, the divine is saying to come out of that stuff, to come out of her. My people, come out of her. Come out of these harlot churches. Come out of the Catholic Church. Because if you're not, there's going to be if you don't, there's a real big. Look at the world right now. It's already under judgment. We're already seeing people getting judged. He told us back in August that this stuff was going to happen. Look, if you can hear today, you need to pay attention, and you need to come out of some things that you absolutely know without a shadow of a doubt are not. They're going to destroy your soul. Do you care about your soul? For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. There's a wrath on the earth right now. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. Do you want to receive plagues? Can you hear today? Are you a part of the true kingdom? Because a lot of these churches have lied to a lot of people. Okay? There's only one way, and that's Yahweh's way. It says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works in the cup which she hath filled. Fill her up double. How much she hath glorified herself. That look, how many times have we gotten readings on this table, and the divine showed so much pride, high pride. Look, I live in a nation. You and I live in a nation. Those of you are from America, that goes right back to a bird itself as well. Anyway, all the nations right now are being judged. How much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, well, I sit a queen, and I'm no widow, and I shall see no sorrow. That's prideful. That's prideful. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is Yahweh Elohim, who judgeth her. And the kings of the earth, who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, shall bewail her and lament for her, when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Look, yesterday we just did a reading, and there was legal stuff all over that thing. And when I flipped over one of the card decks, the homemade card decks that the divine had me write some stuff on, it stated that there was thorns burning. Thank you, divine, for taking this wickedness out of your earth. And the kings of the earth that committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament her, and they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off, for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise any more. The merchandise of gold, silver, precious stones, pearl, fine linen, purple, silk, scarlet, thine wood, whatever that is, all manner of vessels of ivory, and all manner of vessels of precious wood, and brass, and iron, and marble, cinnamons, odor, all this stuff. Fine flour, wheat, and beasts, and sheep, and horses, and chariots, actually was a word that came out this morning, and slaves, and the souls of men. And the fruits of thy soul lusted after, that thy lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which are dainty and goodly are departed from thee. Thou shalt find them no more at all. And the merchants of these things, which were made rich by her, shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, alas, alas, the great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. And every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their head, and they cried weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city were made rich, and all that had ships in the sea by reason of her coastlines, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and be and you holy apostles and prophets, for Yahweh hath avenged you on her. I'll just stop right there. This is where we're at, people. Can you hear the voice of the divine saying, my people, come out of this stuff right here, right now? This stuff is far and wide, and it really does go over all the earth into our cities. We have these churches and the harlots that come forth out of these churches that literally just describe the Catholic Church itself, and the Protestant churches now are the harlots within. If you can come out of that, then you come out of it today. You really need to come out of it today. Who do you really love? Can you really look at the truth today? Or are you committing fornication and doing things that are going to cost your soul and your family and your children and everything else, and you're going to be sitting there desolate? Those who really do belong to the true house of Yisrael, or will come and join themselves in truth to that house, will be saved. This is really intense stuff. We're talking about habitations of demons. We're talking about filthy energy that's tried to catch people up, and you will get caught up in that, and you'll be desolate if you don't come out of it. And don't sit there and say, well, I'm not going to see any sorrow. I ain't seen nothing. I've been part of this all my life. Well, look, you've been warned. You've been warned. You don't set a queen. That church don't set a queen. It does think that it's all arrayed and everything, but it's sitting on a beast. And it's giving birth to other harlots, other churches in the earth. Do you sit on the beast today? Or are you free? And are you being watched over by the one who loves you and I? Because our only hope comes from Yahweh Elohim. He's the only wise king, and he's sovereign. He is our Elohim. He is our Yahshua HaMashiach. So I just want to read that today. So I hope y'all have a fantastic one. Shalom.